welcome to my kitchen and a new episode of What's for Dinner. It's Sunday night and I thought I wanted to make something that will use up some cheese that I've had in the fridge that needed to be used. It's been hanging out since Christmas when I did my antipasto and cheese tray, and I don't want to throw it out, so I want to use it up. So we're going to make a ham and cheese soup, and this idea's been kind of brewing in my head for a few days. It's not a potato and cheese soup, it's just a ham and cheese soup. And we're going to make a cheese soup, we're going to put some ham in it, and it's going to have those flavors of mustard and Worcestershire sauce and celery. It's going to have some onion and garlic, and it's going to be great. So this is what we're going to do.
So everything but potato.
Everything but potato. There is no potato in here. I have a stick of butter in my pot, and it's melting, and I'm going to use a half a cup of flour. We're going to make a roux in just a second. Other things that are going to go in there is 1 medium onion that I have diced, about a cup of celery, finely sliced. I have about 6 cups of cheese here. You can use whatever combination you want. I have 3 cups here of a Colby Jack mix, and then over here I've got about a cup of pepper jack, and I've got a cup of a local cheese that's a raw milk cheese that's made with herbs and green onion. It's absolutely amazing cheese. But I thought I just went ahead and I grated those up. I'm going to throw those in the soup. I've got a pound of diced ham, 2 tablespoons of a grainy mustard. You can use Dijon, you can use yellow mustard, it doesn't matter. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire, a tablespoon of hot sauce. Here I have a Tabasco with chipotle. I love this stuff. I could drink it. It's so delicious. I've got about 4 cloves of garlic finely minced, 2 tablespoons of mustard powder, and about a teaspoon of celery seed. We're also going to use about an 8-ounce brick of cream cheese. This one I had opened in the fridge and had a little bit used off of it, and but I cubed it up. We're going to toss that in the soup. So to start things off, we're going to take all of these veggies over here. I just turned the butter up so it wouldn't burn, but I've got it over a medium heat, and we're going to come over here and we're going to do some sauteing. We're going to throw in our onions and our celery, and then we'll throw in our garlic because we want that in last because we don't want it to burn. We want it to cook evenly. Give that all a stir. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to saute these gently over medium heat until the onion is a bit translucent, the celery has become a little bit soft. That's going to take about 5 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to go, and when that is ready, we'll move on to the next part, which is building our roux. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, round about there anyway. You can see that the onions are a bit translucent, the celery has softened up a bit, and now we're going to go ahead and sprinkle our flour over. So remember, there was a stick of butter, so that's a half a cup, right? And now we have a half a cup of flour. And so when you make a roux, you want equal parts of butter and flour. And we're going to just go ahead and get this going. You want to cook that roux just a few minutes to get that raw flour taste out of there. And basically what that means is you want it to taste a little brown, and the only way I can explain that is it's going to impart a little bit of a nuttiness because the butter and the flour are kind of going to meld together and become one. They're going to marry, they're going to fall in love, and they're going to add extra super goodness to your soup. Okay, so I'm going to come over here for just a second and grab my milk. And I'm using my gosner. This one was already opened, so we'll use what's in here first, and then we'll open the other one. I like using this gosner milk to cook with. Rick and the girls don't enjoy drinking it so much. But I know you like the heavy cream, because you like that in your coffee. Mm-hmm. I have to get some more of that. I'm probably going to go ahead and use the whole thing because we're making a soup, we're not making a sauce. Okay, if I were making a sauce, I would only use 4 cups of milk. but that's 4 cups. That's a quart of milk. And just for fun, I'm going to measure this so that I know what it is for you. That's about 3. So really, about 2 quarts, about 7 cups of milk altogether. Okay, I'm going to give this a stir, but then I'm going to go ahead, bang off that spoon and get my whisk. Micah, honey, you gonna get me a pint of chicken stock out of your room? I know it sounds weird. I have a bookshelf in Micah's bedroom, and I keep some of my home canned goods in there. We're gonna add a pint of chicken stock in here as well. This soup is gonna have, feed a lot of people. I would say between 10 and 12 servings. It's a rich soup. We're gonna let this simmer for a little while, and we're gonna make, in another video we're gonna make some Irish soda bread, which is super delicious and easy to make. And thank you. And I made some last week, and it came out so nice. We're gonna start adding our flavorings in here. Okay, here's my chicken stock. Yeah, go ahead. Do it over the sink. I'm going to start adding some of my flavors in here. I'll toss in our celery seed, mustard powder. I want all my celery seed. Get out of there. Our chipotle Tabasco. You don't have to use that kind. Use any kind you like. Worcestershire sauce. This kind of looks like I'm cleaning out my fridge, but I think these flavors are just going to be really awesome together. And if you think about like a ham sandwich or like a ham divan, which has a really nice cheesy mustardy sauce to it, that's kind of the flavors I was going for here. And this is starting to thicken up a bit. We may end up adding more liquid. Well, I do like thick soup, but once we get the cheese in here, we'll finally determine if we need to add a little more liquid. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my cream cheese in here, because that one we want to amalgamate right in with the creamy part of the soup. Of course, it's all going to get melted in there anyway, so. And the cream cheese is going to lend a really nice tanginess to it, and an extra creamy kind of. It's going to add an extra creamy creaminess. Is that what you said? Okay. And I know it doesn't look very good right now because we haven't added the cheese, but once we add the cheese, it will be yellow, okay? And that's because the cheddar cheese has a natto in it, and that will help it be yellow. Sometimes if you use a white cheese, if you want it to be yellow, you could just add a little turmeric, or you could add a little annatto, crushed annatto in there. All right, so I'm going to start adding my cheese in here now. So in with all of this is the pepper jack and the onion cheese, the urban green onion, and there's not that much green onion in that cheese, so, but it's still going to have give it a little bit of sharpness. It smells really good. And bear with me, I want you to stay with me during the whole construction of this soup so that you can see, really, this is going together fairly quick. And then you can just make a salad and or a nice, you can serve it with a nice loaf of bread. See, I need to turn the heat up a little. Let me grab my other cheese. Okay. Yes, it is a lot of cheese, but we are making a cheese soup here, so it's a really nice high protein meal, honestly. Yes, it's fatty, but we don't eat it all the time, and you know, you got to make those choices for yourself.
And 1 cup will probably fill you up.
That's right. A little cup of this and a piece of bread, and you're good for the rest of the night. You don't need to eat a whole lot with it. And you know what? There's going to be very little meat in here. It's going to really be more like a seasoning. So, and I kicked the heat up a bit here, so we want all of this goodness to just start to come together. This is kind of how you make fondue, but this is a little looser than that, so just keep whisking. If we get to a point where it isn't coming together like we want to, which I don't think we're going to have a problem with that, but we'll just get our Wonder out and we'll fix it all up. And yeah, if you've got a dairy allergy, you're not eating this soup. Sorry.
Or lactose intolerance.
Or lactose. Well, I don't know. Sometimes when you're lactose intolerant, eating cheese isn't a problem, especially if it's aged properly. Just depends. I find that the milk that we now buy that comes directly from the farm and isn't it doesn't have a lot of production going on with it. I can drink that milk with absolutely no problem. And I don't like milk, so that's not really a big deal, but what I'm saying is if I use milk in a recipe, it doesn't affect me. No. Let me see here. Here you go, baby. We'll be back in the morning.
No, it'll go really good with this.
What?
Some steamed broccoli.
You could put broccoli in this soup.
Well, it has some steamed broccoli on the side.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. See, it's starting to come together now. And it's about the consistency that I want it. When you think it's not going to come together, turn the heat up just a little bit and babysit it with the whisk, okay? Because I promise you it'll come together. There's going to be a point where you lift that whisk up and it's just going to be all gloppy, and you're going to wonder what you did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. It's all good. Just like anything else, it takes time. I think what I'm going to do is ditch my whisk, get my ham, now I'm going to give it a taste. I'll get you a spoon. Oh, baby.
Oh.
Good, huh?
And me yet?
Just about. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to put this on a medium heat, medium low, right around there. I want you to leave it alone, and then I want you to let it simmer for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. Let all those flavors marry and get to know each other. I'm gonna go make a Irish soda bread to have with this, and then when we come back, we'll fix you a plate. We'll fix you a bowl of ham and cheese soup. Okay, this simmered for about 15 minutes, and then I just turned the pot off and I let it rest here with the lid off of it until my Irish soda bread was finished. So let's fix you a bowl. Really, you're not going to need a giant bowl of this. It's very rich and it's very, very savory. So this with a slice of bread is going to be plenty to fill you up and make you happy. So we're just going to come over here. I'm going to push my bread out of the way. There's the Irish soda bread. It's delicious and beautiful. So, that is a beautiful dinner. It was easy. It took few ingredients. I know it seemed like there was a lot going into the pot, but really there were a lot of flavor agents going in there that you already probably have on hand. Worcestershire, mustard, celery seed, garlic, onion, celery, what else did we put in there? Oh, Tabasco sauce, and there was a lot going on there, but those are things that you can just reach for in the door of your fridge. Those aren't things that are like, I have to go to the store and buy those things. Like I said, you don't have to use any kind of special mustard. I used the grainy stuff because that's what I had on hand. So, you make it the way you like it. Use the cheese that you like. You don't have to use cheddar cheese and pepper jack cheese and urban onion cheese. That's what I had on hand. You want to use Velveeta? Go ahead. It's fine. I just used what I had on hand and I made ham and cheese soup. So, I hope that you try it. I hope that you love it. I'm so glad you stopped by my kitchen today. And until next time, I'll see ya.